What up? Man, I don't really want to do this video, but yeah, I'm doing them anyways, so fuck it. I'm better today. I mean, this morning I was a lot better, and then, as the day progressed, it felt a little bit worse. Overall, it's all about perspective, and it's all about just going through shit and how I go through it, how I process it. I'm lucky that I have some tools to be able to do that. I'm lucky I have this. As much as I didn't want to put, I started thinking like, fuck man, I probably, half of the shit I shouldn't be putting on here, and is it going to distance people from me knowing that I do this and stuff, even if it's just to put on here, and I may, but that's not what the whole point of this was. It wasn't for other fucking people, it's for myself, for my kids, and then maybe somebody will go through some shit and they'll see how I'm going through it, and they'll be able to get through whatever they got going on. So I'm not in a terrible place. I mean, shit, I'm not even in that bad of a place anymore, really. So this felt like loss, but I'm going to experience a lot more of this shit moving forward. More people are going to die. I'll probably get into relationships that don't work. I'll probably say some shit. There's going to be a lot of mistakes I'm going to make. There's going to be a lot of things that happen to me. And unless I experience the tough ones, hard ones, at least at the time when they feel tough, I'm not going to be able to know how to overcome them. So, it's at the end of the day, how I handle information given to me, or how I handle, somebody not wanting to talk to me anymore, or how I handle, things just abruptly ending, or how I handle, I could fuck up and lose my job. Like, how am I going to handle that? I'm very lucky I have my job. Luckily I'm good at my job. And it's really a good way to learn. Fucked up shit is a good way to learn, I know that there's a time in my life that, like, if something similar to this, or if this happened, well, I mean, I've experienced stuff like this, I can remember really getting bad, psychotic. If you know me and you're watching this, and you've known me for a long time, I can get really bad, and usually that was fueled by drugs. I become a completely different person when I'm on that shit, and I do a lot of things that I regret, say a lot of things that I regret, and now I'm at a point in my career, I'm at a point in my recovery, I'm at a point in my life that I'm able to reflect better, even with only 6 months and 27 days clean. I'm able to reflect better, and even a situation like this, I'm able to reflect. I'm able to see my part in it. I'm able to see their part in it, and I'm able to not just take full ownership, but also take ownership. And I can only hope this person doesn't want me to feel like they died. Because that's what popped in my head. Like, oh, they just, like, I'll go to the worst, like, fuck them, let them think that I died, kind of thing, I don't think that's the case. I'd like to believe that something different, that they, there was a time that I remember driving thinking that I would be better off dead. That I wouldn't have to hurt any more people, any more of my kids or any of that stuff. And I know now that that is wrong. But if that's the case, I can also understand that too. Or sometimes I don't get to know what the fuck's cracking, you know? When I'm really stressed out about shit and I'm really worried or any of that, no matter what it is, relationships or people, places or things, if I'm really stressed out and I'm really worried or anxious or sad or any of that, well, maybe not sad, but really it's just a lack of trusting in something greater than myself. That there's something out there that has control over all this. I forget about that. I forget, like I talk about it all the time. You know, if anybody's ever watched any of these or you watching these, I talk about it all the time. You know, it's a lack of faith. It's a lack of trust. You know, that book, The Four Agreements, here's a plug, The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz, talks about not taking anything personally. He says that in that book, you want to get to that point where if somebody pulled a gun to your head and pulled the trigger before the bullet hit your head, you didn't take that personally. How the hell do you not do that? But I'm starting to understand that. That's their shit, not mine. You know? When I take it on as my shit, then I'm trying to figure out what I did. And how could I have changed the outcome of what somebody else is doing or what somebody else did? What could I have done differently? But the bottom line is, like, people are going to do things. You know, I might have an impact on their thought process, but I don't make anybody do anything. And nobody's made me do anything. Like, this person didn't make me stay sad. That was me choosing to be that way. And then turn it into anger and luckily not resentments. It's their shit. And so I try to get I try to figure out things because I want a better understanding so I know. Yeah, I spent my whole life trying to figure out, spent 3/4 of my life trying to figure out why I got loaded all the time. And I was able to, you know, there's not like this one defining factor of why. There's all these different things that happened in my life. Some of it was PTSD. Some of it was I worried so much about what other people think. Some of it was that I just wanted to feel different. And other times it was I just wanted to get loaded. And when I sum it all down, it's always I just want to get loaded. So I'll try to find excuses to why. Because I know if I get loaded, I'll feel completely different. And I never thought about, like, the consequences, even though I knew they were there. I didn't care about the consequences. I just hated them after the fact. You know, and now, like, going through life and experiencing feelings, you know, I saw this video of somebody saying that, imagine that, like, you're about to go into this body and you're just this celestial being, and they're saying, hey, you're gonna get to, would you like to go and feel happiness, sadness, fail, succeed, you know, anger, you know, joy, all of these things, and it's a journey, and it's like up and down, and it's like you have good times and bad times, and, you know, you're gonna overcome adversity, and you're gonna fall into darkness, but you get to experience it all. And that being is like, fuck yeah, I want to do that. I want to try that. You know, I forget about that. That video really helped me out. I forget about that. I'm getting to experience all this shit. Some of it I don't want to experience it, and some of it I don't want to feel it. But I'm getting to. You know, right now I get to feel what it's like off of years of, you know, toxic behaviors and toxic relationships and all of that. And you know what? I got to experience for a short period of time something that felt like a relationship where I fell pretty heavy and then it crashed and burned. Clean. you know, clean. And I got to experience it using tools of recovery. And I only needed those really when I needed them. And that shit came at the right time. You know, like, fuck, man. Came right about when I was about to move back in. Right about when, you know, all that. It came at the right time, you know, and maybe it was not right for them. You know, for the longest time, like, I've said that I've been in relationships. I met the right person at the wrong time. You know, maybe this person met the right person at the wrong time, too. Kind of cool to think I was the one that got away. I don't think I've ever been the one that got away. It's always been the one that got away from me. You know, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, fuck anybody. I spent so much time looking in the mirror saying, fuck you. And hating how I felt. Like, I'm not going to, you know. And the reality of it is, what am I really upset about if I do think that? What, they hurt my feelings because they didn't want to talk to me? How selfish is that? Maybe they got to work through their own shit. Maybe talking to me is hurting them. I don't know. All I know is that today is up and down, and yesterday was just down. So that's a good thing. And I'll probably get a little more sleep tonight. I got a little more sleep last night. I'll get a little more sleep. I won't have to worry about, I won't have to worry about that. It'll let me get back to what my focus is, I get to go home and hang with the kids and then put them to bed, and then I'm going to the gym tonight. I'm gonna release some of that internal stress that I've got from this situation. I get so worried about what I'm gonna say because I'm so worried about, like, motherfuckers watching this being like, this motherfucker's a bitch. I can't believe him. Right? This is my journal. If you don't like it or you want to talk shit, turn it off. If you gotten this far, you're still watching it. I mean, all in all, today wasn't bad at all. With the exception of Lucy going over to somebody's house and me getting called from one of the parents, so I had to have Leah rush over and grab her. Which isn't too bad, because now it's given me an opportunity to meet one of the parents there. Seemed like a nice guy. They're probably nice people. It's always interesting to meet nice people in nice neighborhoods, places I don't feel like I deserve to live in. Yeah, but I earned this spot. It's nicer than I grew up in. Like, I forget that. Like, I'm in a place that's nicer than I grew up in. In a car nicer than than my parents drove. With more bills more than my parents ever had to pay for. Like, I forget about all the things that, like, when I was fucking no job, working from one place to the next, had a bucket ass ride, living at somebody's grandmother's house, I forget about what I got. And I let shit like this fucking really get to me. Like, as if I could trade places. So, like, I talk about, like, if I could, I talk about this. If somebody could switch with me, right? Here's a better perspective. Now that I think about this. I like this perspective. Forget if somebody could switch places with me and in a heartbeat they would, with their struggles in mine. How about this? I can go back to an older self of mine within the last 10 years and go deal with the stress I had right now, these last couple of days, versus what I was dealing with then, where I had just got let go of my job and I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm watching the car get repossessed and taken away. And I'm sitting there in a dark place and I don't know what the fuck's going to happen next. Would I trade that past self with the future self? Would that past self trade for this right now? Over 6 months clean, you know, had a couple years clean at one point, in a program of recovery, have a place, you know what I mean? Like, fuck yeah, I would. Fuck yeah, I would. Because I forget that I'm the type of person that whatever's happening right now is more important than anything else that's ever happened. I forget about how I wanted to just feel like this 9 months ago. 9 months ago, what I would have given to fucking feel like I do right now, or like I did yesterday. How about that? I would have given anything 10 months ago, 11 months ago, 12 months ago, you know, a year and a fucking half ago. Living dirty, making good money. You know, well, maybe, I don't know. But still, you know what I mean? Like that past life. How about when I was a kid? You know, and, you know, taking the bus. And I'm not talking about no yellow fucking bus. Going from one town to the next through bad neighborhoods. I talked to Malia about that earlier today. What I'd trade to be driving a nice car. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I try to downplay everything I got like it ain't shit. Like, I worked really hard to get to a certain point in my life. And I was lucky I didn't fucking lose it all. Fuck, what I'd have gave to have a gym membership not too long ago. To be able to go to the grocery store and not be afraid of fucking motherfuckers. You know? Like, holy shit, man. It's like I forget, and then the only thing that exists is right now. Which isn't too fucking bad. Really. It's not that bad. And what? They're, like, to be able to have, like, the conversations I've had over the last couple of months, like those kind of conversations, and feel the way I felt, I don't know how long it's been since I've wanted to have that. And I got to have it. So fuck it, man. Seriously, it's all good. It's all good. You know, like, yeah, man, like I forget about all that. I just sitting here pouting yesterday and today. Pouting. Over what? That I feel bad? Can you imagine what this person feels like? What kind of place they're in? Like, I forget that too. I forget what another person's in. All this shit that I'm saying I'm grateful for, I'm not in anymore. You know? That's where I'm selfish. Like, make me feel better. Right? When at the end of the day, what are they going through? I'm sure it ain't good. And even though I just want to tell them it's all good and it's gonna be okay. I know if somebody told me it's all good, it's gonna be okay, I wouldn't have wanted to hear it. I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, maybe this person it just hurt them to hurt me. Maybe they experienced some things the last couple of days that they just feel too ashamed of calling me to tell me. They protect me from me knowing. Or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe they just, I don't know. See, here I go again, trying to fucking figure it out. Ups and downs. But, you know, all in all, I ain't in too bad of a place. And this journey, I'm halfway there. And the journey isn't like the goal 1 year and then, you know, that's it. I got in a year before. I got in 2 before. So it's really this is just different because I'm posting, like I'm putting my thoughts here on video and then I'm putting it out. It's like working my steps and then putting it in a newspaper and then just putting it where people could just grab it and read it. You know, all these thoughts that I'm going on through my head. Some of the shit I don't want to share. Like, I didn't want to get on here. You may seem like I want to get on here and do this, but I keep telling myself, you need to do this. Just do it. Just do it. You know, like, you're not going to have to watch it today, so you don't have to worry about what the fuck you said. You know, and people ain't coming up to you like, man, how dare you say that shit? Or not dare you, but like, how could you say that shit? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I do know this. I'm off. I gotta go over and talk to some parents. Introduce myself. Should have pulled up to their house, but I needed to finish this. It's been a journey. It's been a good one so far. Filled with all kinds of shit. And now I'm back to the grind. Now I'm back to you know, focusing on my self-care, focusing on you know, my recovery. I got more material to put in my stuff for now. And yeah, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. So, like I always end this, well, like I like to end these. I love you. If you don't believe me, you don't know me, come meet me. I'll prove it to you. And we get through shit, man. We get through shit by sharing about it. We get through shit by staying clean. We get through shit by, you know, understanding that a lot of stuff is temporary. And some of that temporary shit, that seasonal shit, is good. Nothing ever happens exactly the way we want it to happen. And it doesn't ever end the way we like it to end, sometimes. But we all get to experience it. And the experience is what we decide. Do I just like write it off and let it go and then just let days get behind me to where I forget about it? Or do I sit here and go through some stuff that I don't want to feel and then find ways to get through it, feel better? You know, there might be somebody that I talk to one day and they're like going through something similar, and I'm like, well, this is what happened to me, and this is how it went down, and this is how I worked through it. I give them a little hope. I don't want it to just be I get people through, you know, staying clean. I like to help people get through life, you know, as I get through it. Yeah.